Today's June 3rd. This is the Mayor's Coffee Chat. I'm Mayor Woody Brown in the City of Largo. I'd like to welcome you. If you are, I'm going to go over to the dashboard, but if you are here and you'd like to say hello, just so that I know that you're here, please make a comment in the comments section, and I'll see it pop up here. I'd like to start with anybody that was out at the Memorial Day ceremony in Largo Central Park. It was a beautiful morning. I'd like to thank the Veterans Committee and the staff that put that together. Commissioner Lauser was our keynote speaker. He did a great job. I learned some new things about our commissioner, and I know Mike Mesh was the master of ceremonies. He did an amazing job and was kind of put up there at last minute. So there was a good crowd. It was in the morning at 9 o'clock, so it was a little bit earlier than we've had it in the past, but it also made it a little bit cooler. Folks could get out there and remember our heroes, and then get about their Memorial Day stuff. So it's important, and I'm glad that we did it, and I hope that you have seen the memorial banners along West Bay Drive that we've put up. So good morning, Christy. Thank you for commenting. I was getting a little nervous that nobody was that the commenting wasn't working. So thanks for being here. So it is June, so that means it is hurricane season. We're getting ready. I hope that you're getting ready as well. I'd like to invite you to the city's hurricane preparedness page. It's largo.com/storm ready. That's STORMREADY. Good morning, Stacy. Thanks for being here. So there's going to be a lot of information on that page. It kind of is duplicative of some of the stuff that you might see on the county page. Good morning, Doug. But it's more tailored specifically to the city of Largo. So you can find your evacuation zone map. You can find the FEMA flood maps, which are different. You can have there's a supply checklist, how to sign up for alert Pinellas, and the way that the city and the county reaches out during events like that, like storms. There's also some storm drain guidance. So if you've got issues with a storm drain in your neighborhood, or if it's, the storm is coming this afternoon and you see a storm drain that is full of debris, some guidance on what to do with that. And then after the storm debris separation, this was a story. I've been in meetings for 9 months with elected officials from around the county, and that's a common story about people who just wanted to get their stuff cleaned out. They got flooded during Helene or Milton, and they started the process of taking all the wet stuff out of their house in one big pile, and then the city, whether it was Largo or the beach cities or City of St. Pete or whatever, came by and said, oh, by the way, you've got to separate this into different piles. And that was a tough ask 4 or 5 days after that stuff had been sitting out in the front yard. So some directions on how to best separate the debris. What that does is it makes us a lot more efficient in picking it up, and by us I mean the whole county. So all of the county, for the most part, partners with this kind of the same debris collection folks, and then the individual cities have different places that they take that, whether it's most of it's in their city. So make sure you take a look at that, and then there's also some information about support for individuals with special needs. The city transports special needs individuals to hurricane shelters. There's specific shelters that have backup power redundancy and that type of stuff, so that if they need, if they're dependent on certain things like electric, we can get them there. So that is largo.com/storm ready. Now the county's hurricane guide is also out. I was looking at this earlier this morning. It's a great guide. You can get it digitally. I'll put a link here. You can also, it'll show up in the newspaper probably this week. So look for that. The counties, they do that every year, the county hurricane guide. Very good info, nothing that glaringly new, but it did point out on the cover that all three of the hurricanes that we were impacted by last year, Debbie, Helene, and Milton, none of those hurricanes made a direct hit in Pinellas County. So with that understanding, let's get ready, right? So one thing that I recommend that you do is drag that generator out, put a little bit of ethanol-free gas in it, and crank it up, make sure it's running. What I like to do is fill a few tanks or cans of ethanol-free gas this time of the year, and then if I don't use it, it just goes in my Jeep at the end of the summer. So it's there at the ready. That way I'm not dealing with a gas station when everybody else is trying to get gas as well. Speaking of generators, I just saw this yesterday. I wanted to tell you the Sunshine Hardware right around the corner here, Sunshine Ace hardware store. They have a free generator giveaway this summer. I think it's this month is the drawing. I put my name in the bucket yesterday. I think there was like 5 other pieces of paper. I probably shouldn't tell you to go put your name in the paper because then my chances of winning a generator are less. But go over to Ace. It's right inside the front door, which is the north entrance. At the cash register, there's a 5-gallon Ace bucket with little sheets of paper. Put your name in. You could win a generator or a hurricane preparedness kit. I think they're giving both of those out for their drawing. So go to Ace Hardware and sign up to win a free generator. So hopefully not a whole lot more about hurricanes over the next few months. This weekend's a busy weekend. We've got Largo Live at Ulmer Park from 7 to 9. Bill Floyd will be playing, and there'll be food trucks. I think it's a pizza food truck. I think there's 2, but one of them is a pizza food truck. And then it is a train weekend at Largo Central Park. The first weekend of each month is a train weekend. So go, if you got little ones, take them out. If you don't have little ones, but you like trains, go out and have a train ride. It's free. It's just a donation to the club that puts that on. Saturday is also the Historical Society's museum open house at the feed store. Go visit the Historical Society. You can always learn a little bit more about our city over at the Historical Society's museum and open house. Now Sunday is an exciting celebration. It is Largo Central Park's 30th birthday. Largo Central Park was opened in 1995, so it's our 30th birthday. There'll be a big celebration at the park from 10 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So stop by there. There'll be a lot of food and fun stuff, free stuff. So come on out and join us for celebrating Largo Central Park, really the crown jewel of the park system here in Largo and in Pinellas County, if you ask me. Later on in the month, we have a Largo evening market on the 28th. I think it's usually the last Saturday of the month. The 28th, which is a Saturday, it is at Ulmer Park as well. It's the Largo evening market. They've been very well attended. They've got usually some music and a whole bunch of vendors from fresh food and fruit and stuff to craft type stuff. It's a really nice event, and there's been a lot of people there over the last few months. So stop by if you can. Also scheduled is the Southwest Pool grand opening on the same day, on the 28th. That'll be in the morning. I would say that's a little bit tentative date. We hope the pool opens a little bit before that. We were supposed to be in there right now, or this week, I think. And there was some control system challenges where something was on back order, and it just has been taking longer. And then there's a process to get that installed. So they've done a beautiful job out there, and I know there's a lot of swimmers that are anxious to get back in the water over at Southwest. Some of the other big pools in the area are under construction as well, so there's a lot of folks wanting to swim. But we're hoping by the end of this month, I expect by the end of this month that we'll be open and running, and I'll let you know for sure exactly when we're having a celebration out there for the grand opening. That brings us to July. Of course, the 4th of July fireworks this year are on the 4th of July. We did have a couple years around COVID where we had to go to like the 3rd of July, but they're on the 4th of July. And then just to mark your calendars, on the 18th of October is Shred Fest, so you got to keep collecting your papers that need to be shredded for the next few months. In October, you'll be able to come to Shred Fest and drop them off. We'll shred them up. So you probably saw in the newspaper about our newest lease at Horizon. So far we have Parlor Donuts. We have Louis Papa's Fresh Greek. Excited about that. And then we have Strayhans, which is ice cream place. It's there's one in downtown Dunedin. It's a locally owned ice cream franchise that's a group of stores that is coming to Horizon. It's Stracha. I'm told it's Strayhans. But I know the ice cream's amazing. So we're excited about that. And we got some other things in the works for those tenants. So things are it's filling up down on the first floor. I think that we're planning early October for a ribbon cutting. We'll probably be in there, and some of operations will be moved over to the new city hall before that. But I'll let you know for sure when that date is solidified. If you guys have any questions, please put them in comments, and let me see if I can. Yeah. If you have any questions for me, if I can't answer them right now, I will certainly answer them right here on the comment section in the future. Let me see. We do have a meeting tonight. It's Tuesday, so we have a city commission meeting tonight. Tonight we have two proclamations. One is for the home ownership month, so we're celebrating home ownership. In related news, I think Habitat for Humanity is under contract with a parcel just north of their new townhome project in Largo. That's people are moving in. We've got, I think, 12 more homeowners moving in this Friday. So that's affordable home ownership. Nobody does it better, I think, than Habitat. Certainly not in this area. And this is home ownership month. But they've bought a parcel just to the north of that where they're going to build some more townhomes, similar style townhomes, kind of expand that footprint there. So more affordable home ownership is great stuff. And then also a proclamation for Pride Month during the month of June. We will hear the CDAB annual report. CDAB is a Community Development Advisory Board. It's a great group of 7 residents and of Largo that help advise us on community development stuff. So we'll hear their annual report. We also, on the thing, I was excited to see this. Our police department gets federal forfeiture funds. So if somebody forfeits money, whether they were getting that money illegally or drug dealers or whatever it is, that goes into a federal pot of money, and then it's distributed back to the police agencies. So they're considering or suggesting that we buy some anti-vehicle barriers with some of those funds, and those would be used during special events and parades and 5Ks, things that we'd like to keep vehicles off of those courses or those places. And so I'm excited about that because it'll help with a lot of these events and make sure that we keep them safer for our individuals and our residents. We're also considering purchasing a couple of standby generators for, as I said earlier, it's hurricane season. I encourage you to make sure that you've got a generator that's working. And we're looking at getting a standby generator for Station 43 and then also for environmental services. Last year, one of the jobs that was important, both after Helene and Milton, mostly Milton, we had some lift stations that are still on grid power. All of them are on grid power, but these don't have existing on-site backup generators. So our team was going around, and now a lift station basically takes all of the sewage and collects it and then lifts it back to a gravity line out towards the wastewater treatment plant. So it would fill up, and our team would show up with the generator, power that pump to empty it, and then move on to the next one. And they were doing a circle for days, especially after Milton. So the more backup generators we're able to have on site, the more resilient our system is, and the less chances of overflows. We have Clearwater Largo Road Redevelopment District rewrite, so some big changes with that, and then also some more minor changes with the West Bay Drive Redevelopment District, but both of those are on the agenda tonight. And then lastly on the agenda is building and permitting plan review. So we've got we're contracting with an organization that's going to come in and take a look at all of those processes in building, permitting, and plans review, and with the plan to drastically improve our customer service and our efficiency in that area. I think that will be a great thing, and most people are going to like that. So that's what I have for today. I hope that you guys have a wonderful week. School's out, kids are at home, so hope they're keeping themselves busy this summer. And I hope to see you soon. If you guys have any questions or anything that you'd like me to look into for you, please feel free to comment here. I'll post some of those links, like the county's the county's hurricane guide, as well as the the Storm Ready page for Largo. I'll put those on links so you can find them easily. Have a great day, and thank you for stopping by.
My name is LaRon Roberts. I'm a solid waste driver for the city of Largo. My role is I'm what they call a claw truck driver. So we drive around picking up bulk items. So anything that doesn't fit in your trash can, we're the one that pick it up. Refrigerators, cabinets, dressers, couches. I got diagnosed in 2019 by my doctor, running regular lab tests, and he saw that my kidney functions were off. And then you know how they do, they ordered more tests, and then eventually they determined that I had a genetic disease and that my kidneys were starting to fail. And so in 2023, they called me up one day, said, we got lab work, doesn't look too good, come to the hospital. And that's when they put me on dialysis. I had to have surgery. That the day they called me to the hospital and they admitted me, they had to put a port in my stomach. And what it is that every night I hook up to this machine, and then in the morning, the theory is that it got all the toxins out of you. They don't make it easy getting on the transplant list. I've been trying for almost 2 years now. I finally last month got on the list, and that means that now I'm able to receive a kidney. I go through Tampa General, and they have you go to their website, the Live a Donor program, and what it is that you can call them, and if you want to be a donor, they'll send you out to a blood kit. You take that kit to either Quest or LabCorp. They'll test it and let you know if you're a match. So having a kidney would help me live a better life, so I can do more things with my kids, so I don't have to do 9 hours a night of dialysis. Because, I work 10 hours a day. I get off at 5, get home about 5:30, and then at 8 o'clock I have to hook my machine up. So that only really gives me, 2.5 hours of time to rest before I have to be on that machine all night long. So, it's very challenging. Some days, it's a struggle, but life happens, and I'll get through it, and hopefully when I get my kidney transplant, I'll have a better life. What gives me hope Uh, to know that, because when I go to my doctor, I'm in the waiting room with other people with kidney disease, and I see that they have lived long lives, long, happy lives, and sometimes you talk to them because sometimes you're waiting there, half an hour, 45 minutes to see the doctor, and they tell you their stories and how they had kidney disease and they got a kidney transplant, and now they're doing well and they're living happy lives, and that this is only a temporary setback in your life, that it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't mean that this is over. Because when I first got diagnosed, you know how you go in that I'm gonna die kind of mindset, but then you realize and you start talking to people that no, this is not the end. Yeah, what gives me hope is knowing that there's other people out there with the same disease that have lived long, happy lives.
Hey there, I'm Eileen, and I'm excited to share with you what's happening in the city of Largo, where we're working every day to be the community of choice in Tampa Bay. Guided by our values of integrity, collaboration, passion, and creativity, Largo has been strategically partnering with other agencies and organizations to get more done for the community. Largo understands that when it comes to getting things done for you, we're not alone. And when it comes to building a community, we rely on strategic partnerships. I'm at the Homeless Empowerment Program in Clearwater, which is just one of the community partnerships we'll be learning more about today, while we highlight just a few wins from this past year that have made 2024 worth celebrating. Largo wants to proactively and compassionately serve those experiencing homelessness. And Largo Police Officer Stephen Melandro and Homeless Outreach Specialist Todd Nutbrown are just two of Largo's many team members who are on the front lines of this mission every day.
Our primary goal is to help individuals first. I will approach them with, how can I help you? How can we help you as a team, the City of Largo, between myself, Todd, Officer Stamper, all the resources, what it is you're going through, and are you willing to accept those resources? And if you are, we would be more than happy to guide you and get you to that finish line of hopefully permanent housing, which is the ultimate goal. With Todd on board now and working, synergistically with him and how we're able to accomplish this together, I will do outreach. I will make contact with the individual. I will advise them, hey, how long have you been here? Where are you from? Have you heard of Pinellas Hope? Have you heard of the Homeless Empowerment Program in Clearwater? Let me get you in touch with Todd Nutbrown. He is connected with these resources and he'll be able to get you in.
One outstanding example of a partnership that's helping those experiencing homelessness is HEP, or Homeless Empowerment Program. Aided by the American Rescue Plan Act, or ARPA, this program is providing resources and support.
What I love about that program is, they have the dental office there, they have a medical office there, they have a business management aspect where it helps people get the actual job, professional development, clothing. They have a thrift store because it helps, you can't go to an interview without the clothing. So they have all these entities, plus they have the residential aspect, and then they have a meal hall type area. A lot of the times I think with this program, what I've seen is so powerful is a network of people, or people going through a like situation can kind of see each other in each other's way, and as they progress through the program, they can see hope.
And the Homeless Outreach Team is much more than just Todd and Officer Melandro. They meet regularly with other officers and team members across departments, such as the housing team, to strategize, brainstorm, and follow up.
We have the officers and myself, but we also have our manager and the housing team, and we all kind of talk together about trends, things we're running into, any barriers, any developments we need to develop relationships.
And just the way we all work together as a team, it couldn't align more well with our city values of passion, integrity, collaboration, and creativity.
It could come in a text, or it could become a call.
I just want to say thank you, man. You guys are the greatest, man.
You think the call's coming in because they need more help, but they're actually thanking you. You just stop for a second, take a breath, and go, that's why we do what we do.
Largo's proactive efforts to help those experiencing homelessness has resulted in many amazing success stories. And you can learn more about a few of those, as well as contact the Homeless Outreach team at largo.com/homelessoutreach. Another outstanding partnership that's bringing you better public health and safety is Largo's collaboration with Pinellas County to pave the way for a brand new fire station in Southwest Largo. The current Station 39 was opened in 1979, and with continued growth comes the need for facilities that can house more firefighters and vehicles.
We've been able to collaborate with Pinellas County. They've worked with us to allow a land swap with the City of Largo. So the land swap is the new location where the fire station will go, and the swap on this side of it will be the existing land will revert back to Pinellas County. But also there's funding involved for that facility as well. It's just over 14%, and that is due to us serving the unincorporated area. The new fire station is going to have 3 apparatus bays. It'll have 8 individualized bunk rooms. You're going to have a day room, you're going to have a fitness room, you're going to have increased storage capacity, and it's a design that's long term. It's planning for the future growth. That's the beautiful part of this relationship with Pinellas County and the City of Largo, that we were able to find land within the coverage area where we needed it to best serve the citizens. The Fire Station 39 is going to be the result of working closely with Public Works, information technology, engineering, construction. We've worked with everybody that you can think of in the city itself, other departments for input and putting this together and designing it. So, and also with feedback from the firefighters that will actually live and reside in this fire station in the future. They had a huge amount of input and say on how we designed and created this future station.
Construction is underway, and the new Fire Station 39 plans to have trucks in the bay and be responding to calls in spring 2025. The City of Largo believes superior services that inspire community pride begin with superior team members. And that's why we've taken a comprehensive approach to training and developing Team Largo. And we are excited to be implementing Largo Learning, a training program that builds off of the already highly successful HPO, or High Performance Organization model.
Every team member has a voice, and we are all leaders in the organization. So the HPO competency model was developed through a partnership with our executive leadership team, team member surveys, and Blue Beyond Consulting. It outlines knowledge, skills, and abilities needed to implement HPO into our services. There are 5 tenets of the model: foster teamwork, drive results, build trust, growth mindset, and strategic focus. There's a unique learning path for each of the 5 competencies based on the team member's role, from frontline team member through executive management. We have a total of 5 role-based learning paths for each HPO competency. Think of it as a curriculum, right, where it's a series of courses, and the learning paths are structured for each level of the organization, and they combine both online training as well as instructor-led classroom facilitation. It shows that we are committed to providing team members with the tools to be successful and realize their potential. HPO showed us what we need to do to be a high-performance organization. The competencies and the learning path help team members understand how to be high-performing.
As Largo continues to grow, developing team members is essential to fostering a culture of innovation, engagement, and continuous learning to serve you both now and in the future. And Largo continues to invest in the future through sustainability and resiliency projects, like solar power at city facilities and increasing the fleet of hybrid and electric vehicles, like the Chevy Bolt and Ford F-150 Lightning. This new addition is not only powering itself, but also powering outdoor events, like Largo Live, all with 0 emissions. Largo is also investing in future infrastructure and community streets with roadway projects like Rosary Road. And if you haven't been to downtown Largo lately, then you may have missed out on seeing private developments take shape, like the Skyview townhomes near the corner of West Bay Drive and Clearwater Largo Road. And we like to think the best is yet to come, and we want you to get involved and stay connected to the future of Largo's budget priorities and more by visiting largo.com/budget.
We're jet cleaning the storm line, and we're vacuuming out the storm inlets of any debris.
So when we do have a rain event, the water flows freely out of the streets and no backups.
We're using the drone to do pre-storm inspections.
We're here today. We're mowing the ditches for the water to flow. I'm cleaning debris from the storm gutters so water can run freely to the storm drains.
The City of Largo is getting ready for storm season, and so should you. It's time to start making your plans and gathering your supplies. Be prepared by visiting largo.com/stormready today.